Welcome to the Sunday morning simulcast with Rom Wills. No shame in starting over. There's no shame in starting over. Now, a lot of people don't realize it, but I have several works of fiction out. And one of them is a book called Starting from Zero. The main character, Steve Walters, basically he goes down to zero and then he has to start over. Very good book, if I don't say so myself. And a link for it is in the description box. But one of the things is there is no shame in having to start from zero. No shame in starting over. I'm going to tell you what. We have all, if we lived a life, got to a point where we went down to zero. It could have been economically. There are people living in mansions who can talk about the time they were homeless, or at least in a good home, when they didn't have a job and everything. There was a time with a wife, a young son, a pregnant wife, and a young son, where, we were staying in a friend's basement. It can get like that sometimes. And, came up from that. But it happens. And, someone else, maybe, maybe they got involved with illegal substances and lost everything. It could be 1,000 things. It depends. It's individual to each person. It happens. There's no shame in falling down. There's only a shame if you stay down. We all get to that point. But here's the thing. One of the things when you hit zero, you have no place to go but up. I want y'all to think about that. Yeah, when you went through that bad thing, it was terrible. Or it's never good to even go to that point. It's never a good thing. Shoot, I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I really wouldn't. Because you would hate that. It's not a good feeling, especially if you coming from a place where you had everything. You lived well, or, your body was clean. Or, I don't know, you had all the friends, but you might get to a point you don't have anyone. Or, go through a bad breakup, divorce, relationship, lose your friend. I mean, I don't care what way it happened. It's not good. It's not good. It's not a good feeling. But it happens. Okay, you're there. Now what? You just start over. In my book, Starting from Zero, there's a point where one of the characters just say, start from zero. Just start from zero. In fact, I remember when I first heard that term, someone gave it to me. It was when I was in school at American University. Now, Rom never worked out, hadn't really worked out. I played sports and all of that, but never really was in the gym. So I'm walking through the gym at this school and saw this fine young lady. Man, she was fine. I ain't gonna lie, she was fun. Good Lord, head to toe. And she in there working out and, she asked me, do I work out? So I did what any red-blooded man would do in that situation. I lied. I said, I haven't worked out in a long time. And she said to me, something that always stuck with me was, start from zero. And I did. Now I promote body gain. But that's the thing, though. It's not, and I use that for the gym, but you can also use that in bad situations you go through. Indeed, sometimes you might have to get rid of everything. I've heard of people who literally everything was going bad. They sold everything. I've known gentlemen who they got to the point they living out of cars and everything. I've known so many, but they would always build back up. Because one of the things too with building back up, you're getting rid of what brought you down. So you're starting from zero. You're starting over. You can build up some positive things, because one of the things when you do go down, there was some negative things happening for it to take you there to begin with. False belief systems, negative circumstances, negative reactions to circumstances. Especially the false belief thing. The false beliefs help get you there. All right, that's cool. But now what? You saw what it did for you. Now you can say, you know what? Let me do things differently. Let me look at things. Maybe you've learned something. Like many of the people I've met who've had to start from zero, who raised themselves up to the stars. one thing they always say, you know what? That was one of the best things that happened. It made me stop doing some stuff. I met one gentleman. He said, you know what? When he hit zero, he had to clean himself off of drugs. And now he's in a position where he's helping people and stuff. I mean, I've known plenty. It's so many stories, so many angles, but it's still hitting that rock bottom. But all you have to do is just climb up. Now, like I said, there's no shame in having to do it. The only shame is if you just stay there. Because unfortunately, you have some people that get there and they'll wallow in it. You're like, I'm a victim. They expecting everybody to help them. And the thing is, people will help them, but you got to help yourself. You got to say, you know, I'm here, but you got to go to a higher level. You know, personally, like I said, there was a time, me, a wife, a young child, a toddler, a pregnant wife, we in a friend's basement. We in a friend's basement out of the kindness of their friend. Now it's like, oh, wait a minute. About to move into an even bigger place. You know? And it's something because, and let's just be real with it, that climb isn't right away. When you coming up, you might have to struggle. You probably have to learn some new things. You got to like maybe change those false beliefs that got you there. You might have to develop new skills. Many people have hit bottom and you know what? They actually found what they were supposed to do in life anyway. They learned about themselves. They developed new traits. They developed new skills. And so they learned something. Like I said, isn't it? I've talked to people. I've read the biographies of many successful people, and they'll say, you know, it might have seemed bad, but it was one of the best things. It was one of the best things. So there's no shame in it. And sometimes you have to do it. Indeed, sometimes even if things are going well, sometimes you might need to sit back and say, you know what? I need to adjust course a bit. I need to let some things go. Even if you're successful, you need to let some things go. Maybe I need to go in a different direction. Maybe I need a different career. Maybe I need a different place to live. There's nothing wrong with it. And there's no shame in having to do it. It happens. You just want to just climb up, do the things you got to do. You want to take yourself all the way to the top, all right? But there's no shame in it. Now, like I said, there's a link to the book Starting from Zero in the description box. Check it out. I got to support a brother. Because I've had many people who've actually read that book and they said it really helped them. It's fiction, but it's also meant to be motivational, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. Peace and blessings, everyone. Keep rising.